Hi student, today we're going to get a new lesson called Embedding Values in String. And to do that, we can use something called marker, %s. It will help me to add any value of any variable inside, let's say, a print message. So to make it clear for you, if I have message, and this message, it's a variable that I created, and I want to assign a number to this message, let's say like 1000. I want to assign 1000 to variable message. And after that, I want to print something saying I scored with this way. And after that, I want to say comma, message, comma, and after that, points. That means Python will understand that I need to write I scored. It will take the value of the message, insert it here, and after that, points. Perfect. So that means I can do that using a program. So I'm going to use this program, let's say, and I'm going to say the same thing, message. I assign to message 1000. After that, I'm going to say print, bracket, double quotation or single quotation, let's say double quotation, I scored, and after that, double quotation, comma, I want to get the value, it's going to be here message, and after that, comma, and after that, point, and after that, double quotation, close the bracket. If I run this program, you will see right away that it's going to return I scored 1000 points. I didn't add here 1000 points, I add only the message. So it takes the value of the message and insert it here. I can do that with a different way, and why I can do this with this way? Because I don't want to remember every time what I have inside the message, or the value inside the message is changing during my program. So I can do it using this marker. So I can say what? I will type here inside the message something else, okay? I'm gonna assign a message, I scored, something like that, and use this marker, and this marker is gonna be something like %s, and after that, point. So this message, it's always like that to say how many points I scored. So this message, it's like that. And after that, I need to get my score. So I can type my score equal, and I'm going to type this number 1000. And after that, for the print, I'm going to say what? I need to type the message. So I'm telling Python, type whatever inside the message, but be careful. Relate this %s or this marker related to the value in my score. So I'm going to write here my score. So Python will do what? Python will print whatever I have inside the message, but if I don't relate it to my score, it's gonna type I scored %s point, which something it doesn't have any meaning. But when I tell Python, be careful, relate to this %s to the value that it's in my score, in this case, Python will return I scored 1000 points. So I need that to explain that I need this program to change some stuff here and say what? If I have something like that, instead of saying message equal 1000, I'm going to say score equal 1000. The message, I'm going to add the message that I want, and let's say this message is always the same. So let's say single quotation, I scored percentage S, my marker. So I'm going to add percentage S. After that, points and single quotation. If I type print bracket message and I forgot to do anything else, what Python will do? Python will say, okay, you need to write I scored percentage S points, so I'm going to return it back to you. So here we go. If I save, I scored percentage S point. The user will not understand anything. What is this? What the meaning I scored percentage S point? But if I change this, I'm going to say, okay, now I'm going to relate the percentage S to related to the value that in my score. See the difference? When I run it, Python will return I scored 1000 points. Instead of this percentage S, it replaced now by 1000, which is amazing. Because let's say I have 2 students and I want to say the mark of each one. So for example, if I have a student called Victoria, scored this point, comma, but Matthew scored, and I don't know, at that time percentage S, I don't know how many points. So Victoria has specific number of points and Matthew has specific number of points. How I'm going to do it with this way? So from the beginning, I'm going to say Victoria scored 1000, Matthew, actually I don't want to use a variable with capital letter, so Victoria with small letters and Matthew with small letter because I'm using variables. So I'm going to say, let's say 800 points. So now I can tell Python print the message, but be careful, the first one belongs to Victoria. So don't forget, you have to mention here bracket 1000. And actually I don't need this too. I can write it here right away. So that means the first marker add 1000 and the second marker add 800. So now Python will say what? I need to retype this message, removing the first one and replace it by 1000, removing the second marker, replace it by 800. That means I relate the message to 2 different values. The first one is 1000, the second one is 1000. And actually I can add as much I want. So now I'm gonna run it. Here we go. Victoria scored. It took the value that I added here to the first marker, 1000 point, but Matthew scored. It took the 800 and added to the second marker here. Someone will tell me, wow, what is the benefit of doing that? Actually, I can make really a big message saying, and this message it could be with 3 quotes. So if I need to get, let's say, a distance like that, so I can say Victoria scored point. After that, enter. Delete, 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 delete. Matthew scored this point. Enter. Let's say I'm gonna say Jonah scored percentage S point. After that, I can add Sahara scored percentage S points. And after that, I decide in my program, I need to add which mark for each one. So Victoria, we said 1000. Matthew, we said 800. Jonah got, let's say, 550 points. And after that, Sahara got 952. So you can see here, the message that Python will print it, it's not going to be Victoria scored percentage S point. No, it will remove the first one and replace it by 1000. It will remove the second, replace it by 800. Remove the third, replace it by 550. Remove the fourth, related to 952. So let's run this and see the result. Here we go. This is the result. Victoria scored 1000 points, Matthew scored 800 points. I didn't mention this amount here, but I related at the end. So this is something very good. And actually I can do more stuff than that. I can say what? If I need all of this to be shifted little bit, I can do that as I did with the previous lesson when we relate the space and concatenate it with 25 space, something like that. So why not? I can do that again. How? By saying I'm gonna create a variable called spaces, and this one single quotation space single quotation, and time it by 25. Do you remember this? Time it by 25. That means I want to repeat a space 25 and after that start. Okay. Now in my message, what I'm gonna say, I don't need Victoria to start from the left here. I need Victoria to take little bit 25 space and start. So I can relate and I can say percentage S, percentage S, space Victoria. After that, after Matthew, I'm gonna say percentage S, Matthew, percentage S, Jonah, percentage S, Sahara. But here I have to be careful. Here we said message relate. The first one I need space. So related to whom? Related to spaces, comma. After that, the second one, it's 1000 because Victoria scored 1000. After that, the third one, again to spaces. After that, I don't need too much space here. I relate 800 to Matthew score. After that, I get to the next one. I relate it to spaces, comma. The next one, how many points for Jonah? 550. And after that, before Sahara, I need spaces. So spaces, comma. Now, when Python will see message, you're gonna say, okay, I'm gonna start from here. Marker. This marker, it's spaces. What inside spaces? I have empty space related multiplied by 25. That means I need 25 space, and after that I write Victoria scored, and after that I sack. Scored how many? 1000. After that I call point. After that I take space. This space is gonna be how many? 25 space. After that I'm gonna say Matthew scored. I will take the value 800. So let's see how the program, and what is the difference between this and after taking space. You will see right away there is a difference. Can you see? The same amount, but before Victoria there is 25 spaces. Before Matthew, 25 spaces. Before Jonah, 25 spaces. From where this? Because there is a marker. Before their name there is a marker, there is a marker, there is a marker, there is a marker. And this marker is going to where? To the value inside spaces, 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 spaces. And what inside the spaces? 25 empty space. So this is something that we can do it when I want to create a nice table. I can do the same code. So I hope that you understood the benefit of embedding value with this way in string. This is how to embedding value, embedding spaces, embedding numbers like that inside a message or inside a string message. Thank you for listening.